Hello and welcome to Voices Across Generations. My name is Jim Blaskowitz, and on this week's episode we met up with Bloomsburg alumni Dale Krothe and asked him some questions about what his stay at Bloomsburg University was like. Check it out.
My name's Dale Krothe. I live in Berwick, Pennsylvania. I taught there 33 years after I graduated Bloom University, Bloom State College at the time. I was born in Shikshini. I graduated high school in 1950. Worked 2 years in the Acme stores as a clerk and produce manager, and then went into service during the Korean War 4 years, 52 to 56. After I got out, my wife and I, she had already graduated Bloom University, Bloom State Teachers College then, 54, and we ran a restaurant outside of Berwick. And so I commuted to Bloom University. I keep saying Bloom University. It was Bloomsburg State College when I graduated. They had changed the name. But I graduated in 1960 and taught 33 years of mathematics in Berwick and retired 20 years ago.
We all know Bloomsburg University has gone through some changes over the years, so we figured we'd get Dale's take on how campus has changed since he graduated in 1960.
I mentioned that before, I'll mention that again. I go, well, this will date me if I say all this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nettling Hall, it was one of the dorms behind Carver. That was there. It was torn down since, of course. And my wife graduated. When she did in 1954, that's where the seniors all had their pictures taken. And after that, they walked down the walk, which is Senior Walk. Those two lions behind you were Leo and Leona. They were at the end of the senior walk when they went down the steps, and seniors went around and up into Carver, old Carver Auditorium. That's where they graduated. Science Hall, they're trying to decide now what to do with it. I'm not sure they've decided to renovate or to tear it down, but that's where I had a lot of courses there. Dr. DeVoe, Dr. Stratman, Mrs. Beeman, go down the whole list of older instructors. Navy Hall was another one, that's still there. A lot of the others have changed. Of course, I mentioned Maypole. They were in May or April, whenever that was, they had the Maypole, winding the Maypole. And freshmen had to wear beanies then, which I didn't do because I was 26 years old, I think, when I came here. So, but otherwise, expansion and new buildings. The only two I remember that are Old Centennial Gym has been renovated. That's the building still there. And Navy Hall's still there. That's the V5, V12 trained there for the Air Force, the Navy Air Force in World War II. And of course, Science Hall still, and Carver.
When I asked Dale how his BU education affected his future, he had this to say.
Oh, I found out I love teaching. I went into it because I needed the education. I wanted an education as a veteran. But I felt teaching for some reason. When I was in 9th grade, long story short, the teacher there, Miss Williams, was our principal in 9th grade. We had 9 1s from Nakanakwa, 9 2s from Shikshini, and 9 3s from the country. And she would walk around in our room, 9 2s, and she knew everybody in the town. I remember she patted me on the head and said, "Oh, Dale, your dad was such a great mathematician." Now, I was 13 at the time, and I thought, wow, pressure's on. I have to do well in math. Well, here I am, 33 years later. After 33 and now 20 retired, I was in mathematics that whole time. So, yeah, I love teaching. We did. I always said if I don't leave the building whistling at the end of the day, then I think it's time to get out. Well, the last day when my wife and I left after we retired, the last day I whistled in the hallway. So, yeah, it met a lot of people, a lot of nice students, and of course here at the college for years and years, so many great people, administrators and instructors, profs, and just volunteers. It's really been a great experience. Bloom really helped me out, really did.
So that was Dale Krothe, just one of the many special alumni we have here at Bloomsburg University. Stay tuned for more. This is Jim Blaskowitz reporting for In Focus.